The same as we had last week. Exactly the same worksheet. Welcome. Here you go. Anyone else? I only have 3 more. Alright. If you didn't need it, it's not here. So once again, you're gonna see your presentation over here, the presentation from today. I'm gonna download it and right guys, you're a bit loud. Could you discuss it a bit later? You're just here and I hear you so well. So some of you actually has recorded the whole page of code. You were only supposed to do exercise 1 and 2 orally by now. So I guess we can do the whole of the page first, as I promised last lesson. But first, let's just read the letters. So you're going to read for me, I'm going to listen. So we start with those that are real friends. They look the same, they sound the same. Let's go one by one. So what's the first letter that you do see? It's letter, nice. Everyone, let's say A. Okay, what's the second one? That's good, let's again, K. Okay, then we have one more. It looks the same, it sounds the same. That's good, let's again, M. Then we have this letter. That's good, let's again, O. And we've got one more. This letter is, good, let's again, T. And one more time. Let's go. A, K, M, O, T. Okay, these are easy. We move to those that are a bit more complicated since they look like some English letters, but they sound a bit different. And we finished these 4, so let's just review them. And we start with the first letter. This letter is letter... Yeah, everyone, let's say V. And then we've got to read these little words over here. You go, guys. What do you see? Va. Ov. Vo. Av. Vad. Good. And if you have any trouble reading yet, please just go letter by letter. That's how Ukrainian kids learn reading as well. So actually, Ukrainian kids can do 2 ways. It's either spelling letter by letter, which is like K, A, V, A, Kava, or we do syllables. So it's going to be usually consonant and a vowel together. So like Ka, Va, that's how you read. But for you guys, it's going to be way easier if you just try to spell out each letter. If it looks confusing, please just write Latin below, and I believe in this way it's going to help you much. So you're right, the first is Kava, and then we'll get one more. What's this word? Yeah, that's good. Let's go again. A, V, T, O, avto. And then we'll get this letter over here. What do you see? That's good. So like like Jerry, for example, So let's again and then you have a few little short. Good job, and then F, T, K, M, M, at, ak. Okay, that was good. And we move to the next letter that we looked at last time. This letter is letter N. Okay. And let's read these little ones. It goes like no, on, na, na, and. Yeah, that's good. So it's going to be n, at, o, nato. And I feel like it's really hot here. Is it just me? Is it working? You guys have it? Is it on? It is, right? It just doesn't help much. Alright, and let's move to this letter, which looks a bit similar, but sounds a bit different, right? So this letter is letter R. If you have any trouble with the roaring R sound, just use the English one. It's as close as it can be. So whatever, like a R, if it sounds like too complicated to roar. And just once again, don't forget, if you want to roar, it needs lots of practice. And the trick is to put your tongue in the right location. And I would try my best to draw, but that's the right location. So, very good picture. But if this one is your teeth, you have like a little hill just behind your teeth, and that's where your tongue should be. So, as I said last time, the trick that you can see all over the internet is say the word through. That's the right position of your tongue for the roaring sound. So you go like through, and somewhere over there, starting from th and r, that's where you do your roaring sound. And then just like when you found this location, you keep practicing non-stop. That's how Ukrainian kids learn as well. And just once again, you just need to make sure your tongue is strong. You cannot have a weak tongue when you try doing that. And it's pretty much just like, please go around and try to do that, like and it will come to you. It just takes practice. I know about the right location. So let's go. We've got some r sounds. The first one is nice. Once again, ra. If it's too hard, just say ra. Okay, it's fine. So the next one, ra, and then ro, ar, er, or. Good job. Maybe once again, these longer words. Okay, rana. And this one is good. So r, f. Let's say ref. And this one is okay, let's go r, ot, rot. Good. So r, ak. Let's say rak. Well done. So m, a, r, k, a, marka. And the one here. Good job. So v, o, r, o, t, a. Let's say vorota. Right. So the thing is, we actually practiced saying this last time. If you feel like it's a bit complicated for you, I posted the audio. So you can actually practice at home after this class. Since we finished the whole worksheet, if you feel like you need some more time to spend, you can just record and write again and send it to me. I will check again, okay? So please listen to the audio. Please write again if you feel like you need to. Just like make sure you can do the worksheet after this lesson. All right, and we just have 3 letters left, which is not that much. So we start with this letter on the top. So please flip your worksheet over, and that's going to be our new old letters today. So the one you see here is going to be your letter S, just like in sit, for example. So I don't think it's going to be any complicated. So you can just follow the little graph over here. But pretty much it looks like the printed letter. It just needs to be a bit tilted. And let's say again, it's going to be letter S. So please write down the printed one, tilt it a bit for the cursive one. If someone is new, printed letters are those you can see in the books. Cursive are those that Ukrainian people always use when we write, when we handwrite. All right, and right now let's try to read these little sounds. What's the first thing you see? Yeah, that's good. Once again, sa. What's the second one? Yeah, that's good. So you have s, a. Let's say sa. And then what else do you see? Yeah, that's good. So you have s, o. Let's say so. And after that you have. Okay, easy, right? So you have a. You have s. Let's say as. So it's not a, right? It's like English from father, for example. Us. And after us, you have, yeah, that's good. Let's again, as. And after that, you have, yeah, that's good. Oh, I say os first. Let's say os. Oh, right. And then you have the word which means a dream. When you sleep, you see it. Yeah, that's good. So you have s, on. Let's say son. And after that, you have a wound when you get hurt. And it doesn't have letter S, but we still can read that. What do you see? Yeah, that's good. So you have R, A, N, A. Let's say rana. And after that, you have this space. Yeah, I've heard it was good, but anyway, let's try it. So let's try to spell out the letters. The first one is K, O, S, M, O, S. Once again, cosmos. And then you have the same word again, which is a dream. Song. That's good. And then you have a word. Yeah, I didn't want to say that because it's an English word as well. Let's say sword, which is like a kind of something, a sword or something. And the last one is going to be the sea. Yeah, but the last one is going to be a. Mo, ra. Like in Jerry, a. So let's again, more. Yeah, that's gonna be the C. So right now you're gonna record these words for me, okay? So please open your Teams, find me again, and let's record these ones. But first, let's read them again, and then you record using the audio, okay? So if you don't know what's going on, I would just explain. I'm not sure, maybe there are some new people here. We usually work on Teams, right? So please go inside of the Teams. I'm not sure if I can do it fast now. And you have to find me. If you still didn't do that, it's going to be 1611. I forgot. Sorry. Yes. 82. And then it's going to open the chat. And what we do now, you're going to record the audio. So you please press the button which shows a microphone, I believe, and you're going to record it for me. I will check before the next class. And once again, let's go and see what we've got here. We start with, good, let's again, sa. And this one is, okay, let's say se. And then, okay, let's say so. Okay, let's say us. Nice, let's say as. And then, okay, let's say os. And then you have, good job. Once again, son. And then? Very good. Let's say rana. And this one is? Good job. Let's say cosmos. And this one is? Very good. Let's say son. And this one is? Let's again, sword. And the last one is? Let's say more. Great. I want some feedback as well because I feel like some might be from the Russian department, so they get it faster. What about the rest? Do you feel like it's too fast, too slow, or just right? Can you show me? Let's do it like it's just right and this is too fast. Can you show me something? Do you feel like you can record the audio now? Are you ready? Or it's too fast for you? What do you think? Just right, too fast. Can you show me? 17 fingers. You should fast. Okay, this is just right. Okay, no one complains. Okay, let's do that. Please open Teams and please record the audio, okay? And I will check later for you. Shouldn't be too hard. If you haven't finished yet, you can always do it at home before the next class. And we move to the next letter. So it kind of looks like English Y, but not really. So it's going to be something you will see in the textbook. And when you handwrite it, just make sure the big letter is just above the line, and the small one, the tail should be below the line. And this letter over here is going to be, guys, you're too loud. I'm sorry, you're just here, so it's very loud for me. It's going to be just like ooh in the word boot, for example, but a bit longer. Just go all for it. Let's say ooh. That's the letter. few sounds. So we start with the one here. So you have U, you have S, and together it makes, that's good. Once again, oos. And the next thing is going to be, yeah, that's good. So you have U, you have N, let's say Un. And after that you have, yeah, that's good. So you have U, you have V, let's say U. And after that you've got, that's good. So V, U, let's say VU. And after VU you have, that's right, let's say Tu. And after Tu you have, yeah, S and U. Let's say Su. And the next thing is going to be, yeah, that's good. Let's say Mu. And the first word, which means, oh, and the stress is not on U, it's on A. Yeah, that's good. So you have M, U, K, A, and the stress is here. So once again, Muka. And that's something you would make your bread with. Muka. And the lesson is going to be the grandson. Yeah, that's good. So you have V, N, U, K. Let's say Vnuk. That's the grandson. And maybe really fast before you record on Teams, let's read them again. Let's read it. Us, Un, Uf, Vu, Tu, Su, Mu, Muka, Vnuk. Nice. Can you do the same but by yourself, recording on Teams, please? So let's move to the last letter, our last fake friend that looks the same, it sounds different. When you see it in the textbook, it's going to be something like an X, but once you write it, it looks more like a Chanel sound. A Chanel sign. And this letter over here is going to be letter H. And just once again, it's way more pronounced than the one in English. You just need to go for it. It's not silent like an English one. Let's go. Alright, so letter H. Let's write it down first. And then we just have a few sounds with this letter. The rest is just for a little review. So let's see what we've got here. The first one is going to be, yeah, that's good. So you have H. You have U, let's say Hu. And then you have, good, once again, Ru. And then you have, good, once again, Nu. Okay, and after that, good, let's say Uf. And after Uf, you have, let's say Uf. And then, good, once again, Un. going to be the ear. Yeah, that's good. Once again, ухо. Alright, so that was quite short. Let's record that one too. And after that, we have two little sentences. So let's do it together first. Who, ru, nu, uf, ucho. Please record now. Okay, let's keep going. Over here you have two sentences. So in Ukrainian you can say either ucho or you've got the same word over here, which means ear. But you can say, yeah, ucho. It's exactly the same. You can say ucho or you can say ucho. And the sentence you've got here is the ear is here, the arm is there. So let's start with the word the ear. How do you say the ear? Yeah, good. Once again, ucho. And then how do you say here? That's good. Once again, тут. And then you've got the arm. How do you say the arm? Yeah, good. You see it. It's r, u, k, a. Let's say ruka. And there is going to be, yeah, that's good. So let's say one more time. It's going to be вухо тут, рука там. Okay, and one more sentence, which is very similar, but this time you're going to say the sea is here, the gate is there. How do you say the sea? Yeah, that's good. Once again, more. What do you say here? Oh, sorry, there. You're right. And what do you say the gate? Vorota. Yeah, that's good. Let's say one more time. More там. Vorota тут. Okay, and the task you got here is actually to write it down beautifully in cursive. So I believe you have some time. If you want to spend more time, you can do it at home, but you can just check how cursive looks above. And I will write down here if you want to see. So let's spend 1 minute on this. If you haven't finished, please finish at home after the class and take a picture for me. So 2 sentences in cursive. Alright, and before we do number 4 and number 5, I wanted to teach you one very, very easy phrase in Ukrainian. So in Ukrainian, if you want to say this is, or these are, or this is, it's just going to be one little word, which you can see here. Let's say "це." So you haven't learned this letter yet, but I think it's so easy that you can just write it down below this table, for example. And using this word, you can pretty much make any sentence you want. Let's practice. So for example, you've got the word sea. Could you please say this is a sea? How would you say that? So you just need this word and then sea. Це. Yeah, good. Once again. Це море. Yeah, you just said this is sea. And then could you please find the word gate? And could you say this is a gate in Ukrainian? Yeah, good. Once again. Це ворота. Alright, let's say something like this is an ear. Yeah, that's good. Let's say це вухо. And let's say something like this is mom. You had this word before. Це yeah, that's good. Let's say це mama. Right, you might need this word in a second because you're gonna read your first real story. Okay, let's take a look. So over here it's gonna be a very, very short story. And we start with a few words. So that's your first word. What do you see? And that's the cake. So you could also make a sentence. You could say this is a cake. How do you say that? Yeah, good. Let's say це торт. Okay, let's see what's the next word. It's gonna be coffee. How do you say coffee? Yeah, once again, kava. And how do you say this is coffee? Yeah, that's good. Once again, це kava. And the next is gonna be a car. How do you say car? Yeah, that's good. Let's go. O. Let's say авто. And how do you say this is a car? Yeah, good. Once again, це авто. And then you've got a bag. How do you say bag? Yeah, that's good. Let's go. It's U, M, K, A. Let's say sumka. And the whole sentence will be yeah, good. Once again, це sumka. And then you have mom. How do you say mom? Yeah, good job. Let's say this is mom. Nice. Once again, це mama. And then you have father. How do you say father? Good job. Once again, це тато. Yes. All right. So you get these words, and now it's going to be a story. So the story goes like, mom and dad are in the car, and you can read it already. So let's go. How do you say mom? Yeah, good. Let's say mama. How do you say and? Good. Let's say ta. How do you say dad? Good. Let's say tato. And how do you say in the car? Na. Good job. And the car is going to be авто. That's good. I'm going to write it down, and please make sure that you know how to read because you're going to read the story in a second. You're going to record it, okay? So once again, let's go. Mama та тато на авто. Yeah, which means mom and dad are in the car. Okay, let's see. It's gonna be something about mom. So mom is sad today. How do you say mom is sad? Yeah, That's very good. So you got mama, you know this one already. And then let's go. S, u, m, na. Let's say sumna. So mom is sad. Yeah, once again. Mama sumna. And then dad says, here you go, you have a new bag. Or pretty much like, here you go, new bag. How do you say here you go in Ukrainian? So if you pass something to someone, you can say na. Probably it's not for the teacher, but if it's like interpersonal relationship, it's fine. So let's say again, na, which means here you go. And then a new. How do you say new? That's good. Let's again, nova. And back is gonna be. Alright, so one more time it's gonna be here you go, a new bag. Na, nova sumka. And so look, mom is not sad. In Ukrainian, if you want to say not, yeah, it's gonna be these words here. Let's say na. So over here you have mom is sad, so sumna, and here she's not sad. It's gonna be na sumna. Right, and let's read the whole sentence. It's gonna be mom is not sad. Yeah, that's good. Let's say again. Mama ne sumna. And then you get the word thank you. I don't think we had it before, did we? We did not. So this is a new letter that you didn't see before. It makes sound dia. And the one here is the letter U. So all together we would try to say дякую. So дякую. I think U is going to be better. You know, say it? Дякую. And дякую means thank you. Дякую. Alright, that was the end of the story. Very short, quite silly, but please try to read that for me. We're going to go slide by slide. We're going to read again, and then you do the same on Teams, right? So slide by slide. The first sentence here would be mom and dad are in the car. Let's say it together, and then you record yourself. Okay, so please have your teams ready. So let's go. Mama та тато на авто. It's your turn. Please record. Feels like you finished, so let's do the second one. It's going to be mom is sad. Let's say mama sumna. Mama sumna. Please record. Alright, let's do one more. It goes like here you go, a new bag. Na, nova sumka.
Nova sumka.
Let's record this little sentence first. Okay, and we do one word, which is mama is not sad. Let's say mama ne sumna. Let's record. Alright, and the last sentence, it's gonna be thank you, quite useful. Let's try to say again. So it's дякую, дякую. Could you record please? Дякую. Alright, so we still have 5 minutes, but I wanted to do something with you. We're gonna divide the class into 2 groups, and you gotta translate the dialogue after me. So we got to use these words over here, so maybe we can try to read them again, okay? So I will say the word in English first, and you guys please say in Ukrainian, okay? So number 1, we go with hi. How do you say hi in Ukrainian? Nice, let's say it, привіт. Then it's going to be, what's your name? Okay, let's say, як тебе звати? And then you have, my name is. Let's get, once again, мене звати. And then you've got, how are you? Good, once again, як справи? And then you have good. How do you say good? Good, let's say добре. And if you don't want to say bad, but you want to say not good, how would you say that? Let's use the word ne, which means not. If you want to say not good, it's going to be... You could say, but it's bad. If you want to say not good, you can use the word not and good. Yeah, let's say не добре, which means not good. So, like, if someone asks you, how are you, you can say not good, не добре. So, the next thing is going to be bad. How do you say bad? Yeah, let's say again, pogano. And if you want to say not bad, it's going to be... True. Let's say, ne pogano. So, all you need to do, you just put 2 letters before the word. So it's going to be ne dobre, which means not good. Or you could use ne pogano, which means not bad. And the last thing is going to be goodbye. How do you say goodbye? Yeah, good. Once again, buvai. And let's just add 2 more letters to the word buvai as well. So buvai is, as you can see, informal. It's very easy to make formal out of it. So you can use it for your teachers, for some strangers. You just need to add 2 letters that you can read now to. How would you say bye in a formal way? So you've got the same bye, but then you need 2 more letters. So altogether it's going to be. Yeah, that's good. So if you want to make it formal, you just need 2 more letters. Te. So let's say bu vai te. So I could say that to you guys because we're in a formal relationship, or you can say it to strangers in the shop, or to me as well. And informal is going to be for friends mostly. So we just have 1 more minute left, so let's skip the dialect that I want to translate. But we can do the roll call. So the number is going to be 6283. Let's see who is here today, and let's have a break after this. So we'll see you in 10 minutes.
根管治疗忘记，然后医生忘记帮他打出来，哇，超强，根管。因为我们坐车就这样的。你要去哪里？我回头回来哦。现在就可以开始跳。我没有城市哦，我有城市票，我有高铁一定没有，我们坐客运，我们坐高铁，所以你们来上来，高铁，所以你们两个要双排下去，因为高铁你最低是170，而且是来自北方，一起嘛，然后这边吃了还2个人吃，吃东西，2个人吃。他有心理创伤，还有就是所以你还是会吵。有些人看医疗，有些人看医疗比较像我这看完家4回，上面那个地方，可是我知道为什么因为我这个逆压因为我老师教这样的。那你是每天都要怎么是打工吗？我不是，对，是这样去。今天在干什么？像下礼拜10月底10月3你要去吃饭，然后他没有帮我订好位置。不是要去吃的那个地方，还是我就跟着下去，然后就找
你可以到海水的是，如果说到海鲜是可以开始找他玩，他在查。
没有啊，你们应该会在但是也有人，但是也很不会吧？你是常年的。啊，那你们下礼拜，我是上这礼拜，不是6日，我是上这礼拜，因为我现在到不算法不一样，我来讲，现在就是下来的，英语的，他们其实那你到底英语有办法？就是5岁那个是可以的，我一直有个习惯，然后晚上睡觉我会爬，那爬了半个小时，因为就是我没有人跟阿姨有办法，就是我没有滴水跟什么，他已经连在上面，我一直爬，什么东西啊？没有啊，大学9年都会约多人就是大学，我已经抽到整个心，我抽到整个肌肉变。
Hello, sorry, I was late again. So let's just practice and let's do a tiny dialogue using these expressions. And I'm gonna divide you guys into 2 groups. You're gonna be group A, and over here you're gonna be group B. And you're just gonna talk to each other, or more like translate after me. And for this dialogue, we need 2 names. So we're gonna use 2 Ukrainian names, which are pretty popular. And let's read them. Sorry. So that's the first name. Actually, it's the most popular boy name in Ukraine in 2025, which is, yeah, good. Let's again, Mark. And this name is very, very popular. So this name is actually a short form of 2 names that you know. So Volodymyr Zelensky and Vladimir Putin, if you know or maybe you don't know, but they actually share the same name. So the name Vladimir is the name of the Russian president, and the name of Volodymyr, the name of Ukrainian president, are the same names, but they're just like Ukrainian and Russian version of the same name. And both of them could have a short form, and this is a short form of 2 of these names. And the short form is, yeah, once again, Vova. Okay, so group A, you're gonna work as Mark, and group B, you're gonna work as Vova. So we'll start with you guys. You're gonna say hi. How do you say hi in Ukrainian? Would you say louder? So everyone over here, let's say Привет. And you're gonna reply, you're gonna say hi. Yeah, guys, let's do it a bit louder. Привет. And you guys, you go with, what's your name? Yeah, let's do it one more time, but louder. Як тебе звати? And you guys, you have to say, my name is Vova. Good, let's again. Мене звати Вова. And you guys, you have to say, what's your name? Good, let's again. Як тебе звати? And you get to say, my name is Mark. Good, let's again. Мене звати Mark. Alright, and you guys, you get to say, how are you? Once again, як справи? And you get to say, good. Once again, добре. And let's ask the question too, how are you? Nice. Once again, як справи? And let's say bad. Yeah. Let's again, pogano. Alright, and let's say bye. Good, once again, bye. Alright, and you guys, let's say bye. Bye. Okay. So that was a short dialogue, and pretty much for now, I hope you can read all these things you see on the worksheet. So please make sure you send both sides to Teams. I'm gonna check everything if you haven't done yet. And if you haven't recorded something, please send it to me. I'm gonna check as well. And just make sure that by the next class, you can recognize all these letters. So you know what this is S, U, H, and the rest of letters. So that's gonna be the homework. Please make sure you recognize all the letters and you can read these things in Latin. Okay, so that was our language part for today. We started slowly. It's going to be a bit more complicated after a few classes. So let's talk about history. Just a bit, not so much, but that's my favorite part because it's very, very mysterious. And after this lesson, I will upload one of the cartoons so you can watch it at home as well. But it's up to you. So, as you might remember, last class we were talking about the religion that Slavic people had. So it was paganism, and that's pretty much a belief in nature. So my ancestors believed in the god of thunder, in the god of fire, in the god of water, and so on. But they were not just gods that my ancestors believed in. They were also spirits. But spirits were way more trickier because these are the guys that live among us. And it's quite interesting that most of these spirits are known not just in Ukraine, but you can find them in the folklore of Russia, Belarus, Poland, Slovakia, Czech Republic. So that's something that all the region has in common. So we all have the fairy tales and like the stories based on spirits. So it's not just a huge part of Ukrainian folklore, but also Polish and Slovak and so on. All the Slavic countries share that. And that's pretty much only because we all had this paganism, which is the pre-Christian belief. So people shared that. And it wasn't just the spirits as a religion, it also became a part of literature in Ukraine. So if you listen to the fairy tales or if you listen to how people talk, we would always bring up some random spirits in our conversation, even nowadays, because we love that pretty much. We love this part of our culture a lot. And let's see, so I will introduce some of the spirits that the whole Slavic region has, and probably the whole world, but some of them are just ours, and I will specify them. So let's start. We do mermaids first. So mermaids can be found everywhere, pretty much. Maybe a slightly difference would be that for Ukrainians, we call them rusalke, by the way. Maybe let's say that. Let's go. Rusalke. So usually they live in the forest, and usually they are young girls that were killed. Usually they drowned in the water. And since they are very, very unhappy, they try to kill people. So they would find mostly handsome men and they would trick them into the water. And then they would kind of tickle them till the men die. So they're not as nice as the Little Mermaid in Disney. They're way much spookier. So you don't want to meet them. And pretty much we have lots of tales where there was a handsome guy going in the forest and then he sees a beautiful girl and the girl starts to run away and like giggle and he thinks she's flirting with him, so he runs after her and then it's a trap. So there are lots of mermaids and then they become all ugly looking, pretty much like this, and they could have like big teeth and then they attack the guy and they kill them. They tickle and kill him. So not that fun. I've got a short video introduction of that too, so maybe we can hear some stories, not just from my side, but a professional talking about that too. So 3:25, let's see what they have to say about mermaids. Okay, Rusalke. Oh, yeah.
If we were talking about the grandfather mermaid, you should know that in the Slavic folklore there is also a normal variant of mermaid. Beautiful and young, with wild and red hair. Rusalka is an evil spirit, which comes from a young woman who was killed or killed herself near a river. Like mermaids, she lures beautiful young men into the turbulent waters, and then mercilessly kills them. It is said that if a Rusalka's hair dries completely, she will die.
So that's all. But we've got lots of fairy tales based on that. Then we've got something which is like a cousin of Rusalka, a cousin of mermaid. But this one is just Ukrainian. We claim that you will not find it in any other Slavic culture. So the name of this creature, this little girl in the forest, is actually something you can read by now. So let's try. You've got M-A-V-K-A. Let's say Mavka. So Mavka is a bit trickier than a mermaid. A mermaid is always evil. Mavka is a bit moody, so it depends. She can be kind to you, she can be evil, but she also lives in the forest. And usually she is a little naked, beautiful girl, and she would have like a white shirt with very long hair. And if you find her in the forest, it pretty much depends on her mood. She can either be nice to you and she can help you, or she will eat you pretty much. So she's very moody, it depends on her mood. She is a huge part of our culture, and there are so many books where you can find her. So over here you can see one of the most famous female Ukrainian authors. Unfortunately, you cannot see her whole name. Let me move the picture. Should work now. Let's see. Okay, so the lady over here is Lesya Ukrainka. She lived in the 19th century, and she's one of a few female writers that Ukraine has. She is famous for her poetry mostly, and it's very, very sad. Maybe it's because her life wasn't that happy. She actually had a very severe lung disease as a kid, so she couldn't move, and she spent almost all her life in bed writing stories. As you can imagine, it's not that happy, but she was from a wealthy family, so they took care of her. Sorry. And so one of the most famous books she wrote was Mavka. And over here at home you can check the QR code. It leads to the book in English. Probably it misses some of the beautiful language that Lesya Ukrainka is famous for, but it tells the story very well. The story goes as there is a boy, Lucas, who lives in the village, and one day he decides to go to the forest where he sees Mavka. And as you know, Mavka is very, very beautiful, so he falls in love with her. But Mavka knows that most likely he's gonna just play around with her because there is no way a human boy will get married with a forest creature. But he promises her that he's gonna be with her. Over some time, they spend lots of time together. She falls in love more and more, and unfortunately, one day he breaks his promise and he gets married to another girl, a real human from the village. So Mavka becomes very sad and she dies. A very famous story written by Lesya Ukrainka, very beautiful story. So if you have some time, please check it out. It's a very beautiful written story. And actually it became one of the cartoons in 2022 made by Ukrainian and Canadian studio. That's the one I will upload. It might be not that great in terms of a storyline, but it shows all the spirits. So I think in this regard it's kind of interesting. And if you like the cartoons, you can check it out during your free time after this course. And so over here, I will just play this. What's the name of it? Like short video of the cartoon to you guys. Let's see. It's the cartoon Mavka, once again, created by Canadians and Ukrainians together.
The time has come for me to tell the full truth.
So once again, it's Mavka based on the story of Lesya Ukrainka.
The time has come for me to tell the full truth. The battle of those winters ago. Humans in the forest alike. Fire and hatred without end.
Hi, my name is Lucas. It says you'll pay well. It says you'll pay well.
So this Canadian Ukrainian cartoon has some like Hollywood moments which are not in the book, but still you can see quite a lot of references to Ukrainian style. For example, these houses, they're very typical Ukrainian village houses with the straw on the top.
Hi, my name is Lucas. It says you'll pay well.
You can't waste your money on me. I'm old and...
So what do I have to do?
Find me the tree with this leaf. Humans? Here? Stop croaking about the law of the forest.
Alright, and so you can spot all the spirits here. So this is Mavka herself. In this story, she's very kind.
Maybe it's time for things to change.
People say that behind the dark mountain, the water nymphs and tree spirits can tickle you to death.
And these are mermaids.
You're laughing and laughing and then...
So, what stuck you? Bunnies? Squirrels? The forest demons? I am not a demon. I am Mavka, the soul of the forest.
I'm not so sure he came back from the forest empty-handed.
I knew that all humans were selfish and greedy.
But they also gave me something I've never felt before. Your music is the real magic. Stop the forest killer! Now my heart is full of something that will never die.
The only magic humans have is love.
Alright, so I'm gonna upload it to your class after this class, and you can check it out. It has lots of Ukrainian references, which is quite interesting. So in that movie, you could also see like a creature. Maybe I can find it first. Let's see. So this is Mavka, and so over here you can see this guy. He is typically Ukrainian. You will not find him in any other folk stories around the world. His name is sguddxjcj. He is like a father of the forest, and he's always kind. So that's the next guy we're gonna talk about over here. And let's say his name. His name is sguddxjcj. You guys, can you say after me? Sguddxjcj. Alright, and that's our father of the forest. So anytime you are lost in Ukrainian forest, you're gonna look for him because he's the one who will take you out from the forest. He's a good guy. And he also makes sure that all the animals and all the plants are in order. So he's taking care of the forest and everything around. So once again, he's a grandfather, he's a protector, and the main spirit of our forest. And he's often described as someone who is wearing the white clothing and has very long hair. And also, he's the one who will come and save you, as I said. So if you want to find him, you've got to play music, and then he will start dancing, and that's how he will find and rescue you. Or you could also kind of like knock on the tree 3 times if you're in danger in Ukrainian forest, and he'll be the one to come and rescue you. So every nice guy, he will be around if you ever need any help. And let's see what YouTube has to say about him.
He entices people to dance with him. He sleeps in the thickets, curled up tightly into a ball, and he feels lucky when there's a fireside to sleep near. In winter, sguddxjcj sneaks into the chimneys of huts to warm himself over the heat of the hearth, singing his songs with the howling wind. This spirit is an incidental protector. For his food, sguddxjcj hunts dangerous spirits, similar to mermaids, called mavka. He tears them apart, and he eats them. This in turn saves all those who would fall prey to those mavka. To take advantage of this incidental protection, it's common for shepherds or forest dwellers to leave offerings to sguddxjcj in order to lure him to their area. Food such as soup is provided due to sguddxjc's perceived lack of teeth. Sometimes he is gifted bread and salt, the symbols of Ukrainian hospitality, placed comfortably on high branches. If the food is gone after a period of time, celebrations are held that sguddxjcj is around, and therefore dark spirits cannot be.
Oh yeah, something I forgot to say. He would always do some barbecue with mavkas and mermaids, so he will eat them up. And since people are very grateful for him being in the forest to protect them, they would give some bread and salt to them. Actually, the one here is quite interesting because that's something very, very traditional in Ukraine. Every single time you are a valuable guest to Ukrainians, it's something they would meet you with. So for example, if you have a delegation traveling to Ukraine or visiting the embassy or any school, pretty much if you are a representative, the people in Ukraine will meet you holding the bread in their hands, and there is the salt in the middle. So if anytime you visit Ukraine and people will bring the bread and the salt, do you know what to do? So that's the cultural moment. Let's imagine, I'm in Ukraine and you're gonna visit me. So to be welcoming and to show my respect to you guys, I will bring the bread with the salt inside. And for you to show your respect to Ukrainians, you've got to take a piece of the bread from one of the sides, just a little one, so you kind of like take the piece, you put it in the middle, in the salt, and you eat it. And that's like a nice tradition to show that we welcome you, and for you to show that you feel welcomed, pretty much. So that's how we welcome the guests in Ukraine. A very old tradition, so obviously just like remarks to the old times. All right, and also something I wanted to show you, because I did say that we like our spirits that much that we bring them up in modern culture too. So over here, we've got one of our most popular banks in Ukraine, which is the private bank. It's the name, private bank. And over here, you can see a commercial which mentions the name of sguddxjcj. So over here, you've got the commercial, and over here it says the presents from Chuhaiste. And that's how we use the folk stories in even modern ads. So over here, the whole story goes like, we all know Chuhaiste, we have Chuhaiste as well, but he's not in the forest, he's with us here. And do you want to get the present from Chuhaiste? All you have to do, please wire the money, or maybe you can add some money to your phone, and then you can check it out in the new version of Private 24. So the presents will wait for you. Yeah, everyone will have presents from Chuhaiste. Did you find anything? So quite interesting, and that's an example of how Ukrainians use like folk tales in everyday life. All right, and then we've got to skip some of them, so maybe we can skip these. And let's talk about the witches, because the witch is something that Ukrainians believe would be in every village. So if you read some folk stories, especially, every village has a witch. And usually it's one of the most beautiful ladies in the village, and then she would do some crazy stuff. So she can do some love potions, she can fly using the broom, she will have some dinners with devils, she does all the stuff. And one of the books we're gonna read soon in Ukrainian, so it just pretty much just pictures and some short words that you will be able to read in a few classes. It's gonna be the most famous book with lots of spirits, and the witch is one of the most important ones, as always. So the witch in Ukrainian is going to be Vidma. Vidma. So that's the witch. But we also have kind of like a special witch, which is also can be found in Russian folklore. So you might have heard about her before. Her name is Baba Yaga. Have you ever heard of Baba Yaga? Yes. So Baba Yaga is a witch, but she is not just an ordinary witch. She's the one who lives in the forest, and she's famous for her house. Usually every folk story goes like there is someone who gets lost, and then that person sees the house in the forest. And it's not just an ordinary house, it's the house on chicken legs. And that's how that person knows there is Baba Yaga who lives inside. And Baba Yaga can be nice to you, and she can help you, but most likely she's gonna eat you. What else is she famous for? If she travels around, she always uses this kind of instrument. I don't know, in Russian it's called stupa. I don't think English has this name, to be honest, because it's just like the form of the tool she uses to travel. And she uses the broom to kind of like swipe the air, and she can move faster. Quite an interesting creature, only found in Russian and Ukrainian folklore. So let's listen about Baba Yaga once again.
Body and an ugly frog face, the Alka. If we were talking about the Grand Alka's head teased with flame, requires a lot related to the flesh of those who ingest on human flesh. Similar, although originally the name is If you are passionate about Slavic mythology, or if you read Russian stories as a child, you will surely remember Baba Yaga, the witch who lives in the house perched on chicken legs and ornamented with human skulls. The house has no windows or doors, and is surrounded by a fence made of human bones. She only feeds on children and flies. Although originally the name is unclear, as is the purpose, it is believed that Baba means old woman or grandmother, and Yaga means snake or evil. She usually appears in Russian folklore as an old woman or as a trio of old weak sisters with iron teeth and very long noses. She is described in most stories as an old woman with supernatural powers who lives in the forest. She usually holds a broom and flies in a huge mortar. In some stories, Baba Yaga helps the main hero, but can temporarily prevent him from achieving his goals. Although it does not seem to attack or harass anyone unprovoked, it is usually enough to disturb her by appearing unannounced at the door of her hut. But most of the stories with Baba Yaga are not about her, and they don't have her as the main character. In general, these are heroes who meet her on their pilgrimages.
Alright, and that's a very short introduction of all the main characters you can find in the forest. There is one more. So this is just Ukrainian as well, and his name is going to be V. Let's say that it's going to be V, and V also means eyelash, and you will see in a second why it is called like that. So first of all, V is the biggest evil power. He's the strongest one, and you can see that he has very long eyelashes, and he has his eyes closed all the time. In order to kill someone, all smaller demons would call V, and V would come, and then once he opens his eyes, you're gonna be dead. So he's very powerful, and you never want to meet him. So once again, his gaze is deadly, and once he opens his eyes, anyone in front of him is going to be dead immediately. And that's a very Ukrainian character. Actually, it's quite interesting because we are not sure whether he came from paganism and the spirits, or if he was actually created by this guy. Does anyone know who this author is? If you learn about Russian literature, you're gonna know him as Nikolai Gogol. Pretty sure many of you have heard that name. He's one of the biggest writers in our region. So in Russian, you will hear his name pronounced as Nikolai Gogol. Funny enough, he's actually Ukrainian. He was born in Ukraine, and he's Ukrainian writer who considered himself Ukrainian, and he always wrote about Ukrainian village, Ukrainian spirit, Ukrainian everything. So he's the one we will take a look at into one of his books. And in Ukraine, his name sounds a bit different. So his Ukrainian version of the name is Mykola Gogol. And he is a very beautiful an author who writes very beautifully. He has this amazing humor, and the way he chooses the words is just fantastic. Once you read about Ukraine, you pretty much fall in love with Ukraine because of all the books he wrote. There are a few that are very popular and very famous. So one of them is V. That's the book about a Ukrainian boy who wanted to survive a night, and unfortunately he was surrounded by all the spirits, and in order to kill him, the spirits called V because they were really after him. And there is one more that we're gonna read a bit later. So over here, it's actually a very old movie, but it's based on that book, and I wanted to play it to you so you just remember what V is about. Please don't mind the quality. It's a very old Ukrainian movie made in 1967, so it might look a bit silly, but I just hope you look at it and you remember that V is the biggest evil in Ukrainian culture, and he's the one who can kill anyone with the eyes, with the gaze. Oh no, okay. Second. So unfortunately, it was supposed to be a video, but I don't think it works. So over here you can see one of the witches, and that's V himself. And once he opens his huge eyes, this boy over here is going to be dead. So that was a scene from the movie, but somehow, sometimes it doesn't work when I try to play it. So once again, V. Alright, and as I said, there are some regions in Ukraine which are very mystical. And if you want to go and if you want to experience a real Ukrainian culture with all the spirits and all the songs and all the folk tales, and people actually believe in that still, you should go over here. Obviously, please don't go to Kiev for that purpose. It's not as magical, it's very like down to earth. If you want to experience nature and the spirits and the folk tales, you've got to go to Carpathian Mountains. You climb the mountains, you talk to people, people still follow all of the traditions and they believe in many of them. So it actually feels so different. It feels like a whole new world, to be honest. It's very, very beautiful. You can go hiking there. You can go skiing there. It's a very popular place to ski in the winter. And it has lots of locations like this lake, Souvenir. And people believe that there are lots of spirits living there. So it feels very mystical when you go there. Usually it's all covered with fog. And when people come back, they would probably tell you lots of stories of what they have seen, or like some crazy spirits trying to steal them or something. So it's a very different place, and just be ready to feel those unique traditions. To maybe show you a bit how it looks, there is a video that is like a recreation of old folk traditions. So you can see girls like recreating our old paganism traditions. Let's see that. They actually don't do it every single day. Obviously, there is one special day which is called Ivana Kupola, and that's the day that I hope you remember about, because that's when all the spirits are more active than usual. It's in July, and people celebrate it because you want to make sure you are protected from all the spirits. On that day, they can try to steal you, or like they can try to kidnap you in the forest. And to make them a bit kinder, you get to sing, you get to make some rituals, so they are kinder to you. Once again, not everyone truly believes in that. We just cherish it as a part of the culture in the past. And I wouldn't say most people believe in that, even though there are some who probably do. And probably communism is the reason why we don't believe in that anymore, not as much as we did. So communism in the past, the Soviet Union killed it for us. Back then there was no religion, no spirits, obviously. But now we try to bring it back because we think it's cool. It's just cool to bring back the old traditions. And let's see, so this video is made during that Ivana Kupola day, and the girls just make sure that no spirits attack anyone. So let's see.
Juhaista is a friendly...
It's the name of the holiday, Ivana Kupola. When all the spirits are out. So the girls will collect some flowers to make the flower beads for their heads to protect themselves and protect the loved ones. So pretty much as one of the traditions, on that day girls would make the flower bands to protect themselves and to protect their loved ones from all the spirits, and you just make it to kind of like protect yourself and your loved ones. one of the other traditions that is made on that day. The girls would let their flower bands to go into the water to see if they're gonna get married this year or not. So if the flower band floats and goes to another side of the river, the girl's gonna get married this year. If it floats, nothing would happen for her. It's just kind of like a fortune telling back in the days in Ukraine. And also there are like more active things to do on that day, so people would jump over the fire, lots of dances, lots of laughs too. It's not as quiet as this video is. So once again, it's celebrated on Ivana Kupola, the day where we believe the spirits go out, so we need to protect ourselves a bit more. It's celebrated in July. Alright, and let's just talk a bit more about the Ukrainian culture before we say goodbye. And we started talking about the ways to greet someone in Ukraine. And there are a few more things that I wanted to introduce in case you will ever meet Ukrainians or you will ever go to their house. So here in Taiwan, you usually bring fruit and nuts when you visit friends. For Ukrainians, it's usually going to be the bottle of wine, which is very, very common. This might seem quite obvious, but there are a few things that I wanted to warn you about. So, first of all, if you want to visit the house in Ukraine, please don't take yellow flowers, and don't take flowers in even numbers, which is not good. Do you know why? No. Alright, so I will just write it down. So, number one, in Ukrainian culture, please no yellow flowers. And number two, only odd numbers of flowers. If you ever want to give flowers to your friends, to your girlfriend, who happens to be Ukrainian or from the Slavic country, please go for 3, 7, 1, 9, and never do even numbers. Don't give two flowers. So this one is not good, obviously. So, why is that? Wait. Oh, okay. So first of all, if you bring even amount of flowers, like 2 flowers or 4 flowers, it's only for funerals. So if someone passed away, you would bring the even amount of flowers to the funeral. If it's a girlfriend or someone you care about, just make sure it's an odd number. 1, 3, 7, 101, any odd number. And please don't bring yellow flowers, because yellow flowers mean goodbye. And there are a few cases I know here when Taiwanese guys would bring yellow flowers to Ukrainian girls here, and they would get like upset, because for us it's a sign that the boy wants to break up with you, or they don't want to be around. And one of the traditions that we have in Ukraine, we always bring candy to the house if there are kids. So if there is a kid, a Ukrainian kid in the house, and you're coming, please make sure you bring some candy to him. He or she is waiting for you for sure. And one more, just before we say goodbye, let's practice how to say cheers in Ukrainian. So, big chance that if you ever visit the Ukrainian house, you've got to drink. And lots of Ukrainians are very serious about this tradition. They would kind of force you to drink. The only way to escape that is to say that you are taking a medication. So pretty much it's the only way to escape. Nothing else would ever help you. So if you ever have like a business with Ukrainian people, please make sure you just tell them that you're taking some medication so you cannot drink if you don't want to drink. Nothing else would ever help you. If you want to toast with Ukrainians, that's the word on the top. So some letters are new and some letters you know already. So let's try to read that on the top. Let's say budmo. Yeah, budmo means cheers in Ukrainian. And over here it's just a very soft sign which sounds like d. So budmo. It means cheers. And we've got lots of traditions that are connected to that. One of those I really find entertaining, and it's common for the Slavic region in general, when you do the third round of drinks. So you go one, you say budmo, you say budmo during the second round, and when it's round 3 and you go for the third toast, it's always for love. So once again, the first time you do cheers, you just say budmo, the second time you do budmo, and the third round will be for love. So you just you raise the glass and you say za любов, which means for love. And there is one very fun tradition that I love, and I think it's fun. So always, when you do this toast, you need to think if you are single or not. And if you found your love, you do the toast with your right hand. If you didn't find love, you do it with the left hand. So every Ukrainian person knows that. So let's repeat again, let's review. If it's the first toast, what do you say? Let's say budmo. The second one, you say budmo. And the third one, it's going to be for love. In Ukrainian, it's going to be, let's say, za любов. And if you found your love, which hands do you use? The right one. So you take your glass in the right hand. And if you didn't find it, you use your left hand. And you just drink with your left hand. It's quite interesting, especially when you're younger. And for example, you're students and you want to find out if someone has a boyfriend or not. You kind of wait for the third toast and then you see if the person is taken or not. So that's one of the things. And the last toast, which is very, very popular, but it's kind of unexpected because this one says on the horse or to the road. And that's the one. Let's say na konya. And na konya means let's jump on the horse. And it just takes you back to the times when we had those free knights, like the 19th century, and they would drink a lot and they were super strong warriors too. So before going to the war, they would drink and they would go. So this way they would say na konya, they would drink the shot and they would go and fight. So once again, sorry, let's repeat all of them. The first one, cheers, let's say budmo. The third one is for love, let's say za любов. And the funny one, which doesn't make much sense now, but it brings you back to the history lesson, let's say na konya. Alright, and that's all. So let's say 2 sentences, and you know them by now. The first is going to be thank you, which is, yeah, let's say дякую. And the second one is polite goodbye. Yeah, good. Let's say бувайте. Right? Thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to send everything to tips. See you next time.
But